Bonjour et bienvenue à la Gare Lucien-L'Allier, Lucien-L'Allier Station. Today we're taking a look at EXO, Montreal's commuter rail service from here out to Ile-Perrot. Located about a quarter-mile south of Gare Centrale, Lucien-L'Allier is the second largest railway station in Montreal. The station gets its name from the Lucien-L'Allier metro station, which in turn is named after Canadian engineer Lucien L'Allier, who was a key figure in the design and construction of Montreal's metro system. Lucien-L'Allier serves exclusively as a commuter rail terminus, serving trains from EXO's Vaudreuil-Hudson, Saint-Jérôme, and Condillac lines. The station building is integrated into the Bell Center, and thus must be very efficient with its space. There's only a few benches for waiting passengers, a ticketing desk, and a couple of ticket machines a little ways down the connecting corridor. Boarding has already begun by the time we arrive, so after grabbing a ticket, we can head out onto the platform to meet our train. EXO operates a fleet of 21 F59PH and PHI locomotives and 20 Bombardier ALP45 DPs. Locomotive 1324 has the honors today, the F59PHI sitting idle ahead of departure. Reaching one of the forward cars, we can climb aboard and find a seat on the upper level. We barely have enough time to sit down before our train departs Lucien-L'Allier, beginning our 51-minute ride to Ile-Perrot. Before we get too far from Montreal, let's take a quick look at our route on EXO's Vaudreuil-Hudson line. Departing Lucien-L'Allier, the tracks head southwest, paralleling Route 136 to Montreal West. The A20 then becomes our guide for the remainder of the journey, the tracks meeting up with the Via Main line just before Lachine Station. Our train skirts under Montreal's International Airport and through Beaconsfield, the intermediate stops limiting speeds on our ride. The crossing from Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue to Ile-Perrot marks the end of our journey, our train pulling to a stop at our end of the line. We'll cover just over 21 miles on our ride today, with a travel time of 51 minutes. As with most of EXO's trains, ours is made up of Bombardier multi-level coaches. Each coach is operated in a 2x2 with a mix of airline style and group seating. Airline style seats offer around 3 inches between my knees and the seat back, which is fine for a commuter train. There's also a bit of space beneath each row for personal bags. No tray table is provided, but the headrests do wrap around to the rear of each seat for passenger safety and comfort. Handles are found between each seat and along the aisles for easier entrance and egress. Coat hooks are located between each window, though there are no luggage racks along the ceiling. The seats on EXO's multi-levels are quite comfortable. All of the seats on board appear to be recently refurbished, and if not, very well maintained, with plenty of cushioning on the bottom and back. The combination of faux leather and fabric creates a two-tone contrast that looks modern without being too flashy. The scenery leaving Montreal is sparse at best, our views of South Montreal soon obstructed by the roadway and industrial buildings. Departing Montreal West, we fly by EXO's 12th Avenue yard. In storage here are a variety of bi-level, multi-level, and even some single-level coaches, plus a few locomotives. The commuter tracks cross over the entrance lines to the massive Canadian Pacific and Canadian National Freight facility. Only a few seconds later, the freight and passenger main line is revealed through the thinning foliage, the line now our companion for the remainder of the journey. If you're enjoying our ride on Montreal's EXO commuter rail, why not hit that subscribe button? It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons and channel members. Y'all are amazing and I cannot thank you enough for your incredible support. If you too want your name in the video or just want to support the channel in more ways than one, then head on over to the links in the description below. Departing Lachien, it's time to take a walk around our coach. At the front of our coach is the cab, beyond which is a bit of accessible seating and a line map. The lower level is pretty much identical to the upper, with a mix of airline style and group seats. At the rear of the coach, we find a trash can and the main boarding doors for our lead car. Our train comes to a stop in Dorval and they slide open automatically. Although these coaches are multi-level, they're operated exclusively in their low platform configuration due to the lack of high-level platforms on this line. It's yet another quick stop here, our train carrying on after a brief exchange of passengers. Just beyond the boarding vestibule, we find the bathroom on our coach. All bathrooms on multi-level coaches are accessible. The facility is large but basic. The automatic sink works well with plenty of soap and an electric hand dryer. Below the dryer, the toilet paper is well stocked, with two 120-volt outlets besides the mirror. It's clean, spacious, and as a commuter bathroom, it's perfectly acceptable. The cab and front window are always a great place to be when riding the rails, and our EXO multi-level is no exception. From here, we can see the entire cab and controls, and a great view out the front of our train. Although these multi-level coaches are great, a new series of cars is on the way. EXO purchased 44 bi-level coaches from Chinese company CRRC. Dynamic testing is currently ongoing for EXO's new fleet, with service expected to start later this year. The bridge to Ile-Perrot marks the beginning of the end for our ride today, our train coming to a stop at the rural Montreal station. Because of the short nature of the platform, or really the length of our train, we must quickly make our way back a few cars to find an open exit. Our train rolls on towards Vaudreuil, though it'll return in about 40 minutes to take us back to Montreal. Ile-Perrot is a tiny station. The two short platforms are staggered across the roadway, the only shelter and ticket machine found on the southern platform. There's not really much to do here, but the parallel main line provides some mild entertainment while we wait. First up, an unexpected CN high rail truck trundles past. A few minutes later, a Via Corridor service cruises by en route to Montreal's Gare Centrale. The next and final time the crossing gates trigger is for our return train to Montreal. Climbing back aboard, it's time to bring today's video to a close. Next week, we'll be back in Raleigh, North Carolina to ride on Amtrak's Carolinian to Greensboro. If if you're new around here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. If you want to go the extra mile with your support, then check out the channel's Patreon or become a channel member. If you too want your name in the video or just want to support the channel in more ways than one, then head on over to the links in the description below. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for riding with me, and I'll see you in the next one.